so let's talk about the carriers. We'll talk about each of the classes, um, and I'll give you my recommendations at tier 6. Okay. So carrier wise, in my opinion, if you just want to crap all over people, then you take the Lowenhart because you saw what those HE dive bombers do. You put loot yens in it, and you just dominate things. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. Um, Another good pick if you're learning carriers and not so good at them, Ark Royal has tremendous aircraft regeneration. So you can get a lot of staying power on the battlefield. You don't get as deplaned. You can be more aggressive. You can make mistakes early on, and it doesn't really punish you that much. So Ark Royal is good for a beginner carrier player. And if you want to learn carriers, and people are going to shoot me for saying this, I always say to go and play operations at tier 6. If you want to play a competitive mode, random or ranked, then now is the perfect time playing ranked to learn carriers. So Arc Royal is a great pick because of that. Serov is in testing, so obviously that's not something that I can talk about. The Ryujo for an experienced slash Unicum carrier player is the bee's knees. It's good in clan battles as well as the Lowenhart. The thing about this ship is the torpedo bombers. You have two bomb strikes and then two bomb strikes and then two bomb strikes. You just keep attacking the same person over and over and over again, and then eventually they succumb to their wounds and they die. So that's a good one. The M13, yeah, if people want to donate replay reviews for others, that's not a problem. I don't mind. Hey, that's nice. You gave up on Sea Beast ever since the gameplay rework. You're welcome to try it out and see. I mean, it doesn't. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Ranger is also a good pick. Ranger's got the HE dive bombers, which are really good bombers. They do good damage when they hit. You saw what I was doing earlier with Slarp. As far as the aircraft are concerned, the HVARs. Is there an HVAR or Titan? Or are they both HVARs? They're not even HVARs. They're FFRs. Okay, whatever. So I mean, the rockets are okay. The torpedoes are okay. You take a Ranger for the HE dive bombers, but even then, I don't think she's that great of a ship. All right. That's just my opinion. These are all my opinion. Vesser, you know what? If you're grinding up the ship line, it's fine. This is really good for anti-battleships because of the AP dive bombers, but your mileage may vary with how many battleships that you run into in these battles, especially now that subs are out. I've been seeing a lot more destroyers and cruisers, and basically a lot fewer capital ships. So the Vesser might not be as good as a result. And Furious is okay. She's got the carpet bomber, she's got the rockets. The torpedoes aren't too shabby either. This is a good all-around, really, jack of all trades, master of none kind of a carrier, in my opinion. So if you're grinding up a ship line, just do it in ranked, and who cares? I always say that. You struggled in the Ranger? Yeah, Dulibus. Ranger's all about hitting with those HE dive bombers, and then taking advantage of like a beached battleship or something, with your torpedoes. Anybody have any questions about carriers, real quick? And B Cup wants an Ohio game. Put this one away. Come on, game. Actually, it's not the game. It's my computer that's taking forever. Maybe it's spinning up a hard drive or something. There we go. Ohio. Golden. Ah, Gold Harbor. I see it. Okay. Alright, we'll prioritize that one for you, B-Cup. Hey, Silent Noise. Okay, seeing no other chatter about carriers, let's move on to battleships. From the battleship perspective, if you've got an Issei, I mean, there shouldn't be too much, there should be no surprise for Issei, right? She's got the torpedo bombers, which if you were watching some of my earlier Zath plays VODs with Sitkit and stuff, one of the things I often said is your guns always, and then you only use these if you need to scout something, like spot it, like a destroyer, or you don't have a shot on anything for a while. Then pop your planes and go drop your torpedoes while you reposition your ship. Issei's also got really good anti-air, so that's very handy. B Cup says Warspite. You cannot go wrong with the Warspite. Warspite has really good punchy guns, 381 millimeter guns. They absolutely hurt. They're very accurate. Um, the only thing about the Warspite is relatively weak armor plating around it. Means it could be farmed out with HE from cruisers. You don't see cruisers too much doing that in ranked, so Warspite's not a bad pick. She can also turn on a dime. Now me, you guys said you wanted me to play Battleship, so I am going to probably play the Prince Idol, and I'm going to go ahead and test out a secondary spec commander. I'm going to throw Lutyens in it and make sure he's secondary spec, and we're gonna try that out in ranked and see how that works. Because I think a PEF can work really well in ranked because it's fast. The guns are okay when they hit, and then the secondaries are kind of nice too. And she's got a pretty decent armor layout on her as well. So I'm gonna try and mess around with PEF for you guys. Other picks, Dunkirk is okay. It's your typical point about the enemy and then drop anchor and then hit the S key and start reversing. You can do that. Fuso, much love for the Fuso. I've always enjoyed this ship. I ranked out in this ship back when ranked was the traditional slog that it was. So nothing bad to say about Fuso. She's a great ship. She's a lot of fun. Arizona is another ship that's okay. In ranked, this actually might work out in her favor because she's a slower ship, but most of the action occurs in the middle of the map anyway, so you just kind of sail that way and you're golden. To a lesser extent, New Mexico would be the same thing. I do not like the West Virginia 41. That's just a personal thing. I cannot hit with these guns. They're Colorado guns at tier 6, which means that they do ridiculous penetration and stuff like that and overmatch. You'll overmatch all the other battleships, so that's good. Notice how I'm saying this, just as Skyring says, I've had good luck in West Virginia. But I don't know. I don't really care much for her. But if you like her, then that's the thing, right? Bayern is very much like the Warspite. It's got ridiculous pen and damage. It's got more armor than a Warspite. But I don't know. It's okay. If you don't have a Warspite and you want the similar experience, in my opinion, then go play Bayern. Queen Elizabeth. Never really enjoyed the Queen Elizabeth when I ground through the ship lines. That was a long time ago. But I just basically spammed HE and didn't care. And then Andrea Doria, it's got sap. What's there not to love about sap? So,
Lack of fires.
Well, sure. But you got secondaries. You can set fires to your secondaries. Hey, Lone Wolf. That leaves Ishmael. Ishmael's another good pick, I would say, because, in a battleship heavy game, let's put it that way, in a battleship heavy game, you just angle your armor and win. It's not too tough, right? If you're the only battleship, some of that advantage is gone, but it's replaced by another advantage. You don't have much of a superstructure, and it's very difficult for HE spamming ships to set you on fire and do damage to this small section of superstructure. So that's kind of nice. But in a sub-heavy environment, maybe it's a little bit. I mean, it's no more different than any other battleship, I suppose, in terms of under threat. So there you have it. I'm doing fine, Lone Wolf. How are you? And that leaves us with Normandy and the Mutsu. Normandy is, I mean, it's ridiculous looking with all the secondaries in the front. But she's okay. I would play her like a mobile flanking ship. I wouldn't put her up in the front lines, and she'll be okay. Mutsu. Just like West Virginia, Mutsu has big guns, and she cannot lie. The only problem is, I can't hit crap with those guns. If you can hit crap with those guns, by all means, play the Mutsu. I can't hit crap with them. And, of course, she's got the meme torpedoes here replacing the casemates. So those are kind of nice. Any questions or commentary on Battleships? 4 minutes to go for Stream Raiders, guys. Just catching up on chat. Bowmaster, I have not had a problem getting on the NA server. I am on the NA server now. And then hello, Schmeckles. Alright, well, let's go ahead and move on to cruisers then. So, for the cruiser side of things, we talked about the Graf Spee. Good pick. Nice guns. Think of the Graf Spee as an anti-cruiser cruiser, right? Hey, DeLupus, thank you very much for the 4 months, dude. Outstanding.
DeLupus just resubscribed for 4 months. Thanks.
Thank you. So, the Graf Spee, it's got a heel, it's got torpedoes at 8 kilometers, it's got German Hydro, which is really nice in a ranked environment. Being able to see things at 6 kilometers is good.
Brightblade 4012 is now following.
Brightblade, thank you for the follow. So, you know, the only thing that I don't like about her is, like some of the other ships I was mentioning, I can't hit crap with her, so that gets to be a bit of a frustration. But, you know.
Zycrios is now following.
Zycrios, thanks very much for the follow. London. London is kind of like a chibi Belfast. It's got smoke. It's got... These are heavy guns, though. These are 203s, and because of that, she's a pretty heavy smoke fire... Where is it? Smoke fire penalty. It's got to be... Maybe it's under the equipment tab and over here. Maybe it's under the guns. I can't remember where they list it. I know you can see it in game, like in a battle. Am I blind, guys?
What are you looking for?
The smoke fire penalty.
It should be...
It should be under concealment, but it's not. I don't...
Look under armament.
Armament?
I think that's where it's at, because I thought the same thing.
It could be a mod that's messing with it then? I don't know. I can't see it. I apologize. But in any case, because they're 8-inch guns, it's going to have a higher smoke fire penalty. So that smoke is more of a defensive thing. You're not going to use it offensively like you might use with, you know, the British light cruisers, that sort of deal. She's got torpedoes, which is nice. She also has a heel, if I remember right. No. Yes. Yes. So London's a good pick. And Hydro too. DeGrasse... The problem with DeGrasse is that you're going to play her, and the same thing with Legal Scenarios, you're going to play her like a long-range kite cruiser. You're going to go around and spam. That's going to be good for saving your star. It's not going to be good for winning battles, because while you're off on the side of the map, you know, doing stuff, your team is dying, being shot at. Now, if you are able to encourage 1 or 2 enemy battleships to give up the fight and to fight you and go after you, then I'd say that you're doing your job. But that's the key to DeGrasse and the Legal, which is why I don't think it's going to be that great. Huang He, Perth, and the Mysore all have crawling smoke. So those are all good picks. Because of that, you can do ridiculous things with your crawling smoke. Perth is probably the most self-sufficient of those 3 because you can pop a plane while you're smoking and you can go around. And as you can see with my upgrades, I've put the special upgrades for each one because why wouldn't you want to have longer duration spotting aircraft so you can see while you're in smoke? Why wouldn't you want longer range or longer duration of your smoke canister? So in other words, you have more of that crawling smoke for longer. And why wouldn't you want extra hydroacoustic? This is the only one you probably can get away with not running, but hey, why the hell not? Huang He is, by comparison, it's okay. Instead of hydroacoustic search, you could put torpedo reload booster on, which is okay, but you know, you probably don't want to worry about your torpedoes. The torpedoes, as you can see here, are decent torpedoes. They're okay. I don't think that they're deep water torpedoes. I think they're just regular. It's been a while since I played Huang He. Some of you guys have been playing a ton in clan battles, so you know more than I do on that. She's got really good anti-air, and that's where Huang He kind of shines a little bit in clan battles because of that extra anti-air. Yeah, they are regular. Thank you to Lupus. And then there's the Mysore.
Gore Doctor is now following.
Go Doctor, thank you very much for the follow. The Mysore, I mean, it's got a heal, which is nice. So if you want, it's got Creeping Smoke and a heal. It does give up the ability to fire HE shells, so you're just spamming AP all the time. I can't remember if it's the short duration.
Magnetar 2X is now following.
Can't remember if it's the short fuse time or not, off the top of my head. I don't think it shows in here. But in any case, you gotta keep that in mind when you're playing her. She also doesn't have torpedoes, so... One more underrated tier. You think she's underrated? Really? Huh. And then, so we got Kiktuin. So, she's got really good guns. This is, if you're working up the Dutch cruiser line, ranked is a great way to practice her and learn how to play her. Okay? That's in my opinion what you definitely want to do for this event. Seal with the sub. Thank you, Seal. How'd I don't know, Kiktuin? I don't know. It's been a while since I've practiced my my Dutch.
I think it says keg done.
Keg done?
I think that's how you're supposed to say it.
Alright. But the guns are fun. I really enjoy the guns on this ship. And then this introduces you to being able to drop those air support, bombers. And in ranked, you get a lot of players that like to hide behind rocks, so that comes in handy as well. So there you go. Molotov. We just saw Molotov in ranked. She's got Donskoy guns, tier 9 guns at tier 6. So just think about that for a moment. She's great with AP against broadsiding battleships and cruisers. And her HE is no joke either. These things are railguns. The only problem with her is that she's relatively weak armored. She's basically a tier 5 Kirov. Hey! There's the raid. Hey, Painzer, how you doing, man? Hashtag premium battleship Scharnhorst, indeed. Oh my goodness. Alright, so guys, we're just talking about ships for ranked. Yeah, there's the flex for you snow mongers. We're talking about ships for ranked and recommendations at tier 8. We just finished the carriers and the battleships, and now we're going into our cruisers and stuff like that. So Molotov, not bad. She's got torpedoes, but they're really low range. Aoba, very similar to what I said about the Gras and Legal. She's more of a kiting ship, and it's just not going to do enough in ranked, in my opinion. Yeah, if you're good in her, you can make her work, absolutely. And then Budioni, we've got fantastic guns, very comfortable ship to play. You can play her more aggressively, although her playstyle
my stream with 206 viewers.
is going to be a little bit more standoffish. So there's that.
Alex Biza 33
Hey,
is now following.
Alex Biza, thank you very much for the follow. We got a bunch of follows coming in. That's awesome. Murkofdor, thanks for the follow.
Murkofoda is now following.
S Dark Horse 3, thanks for the follow. Pop Div, thanks for the follow. Gamma Blue, thank you for the follow.
Starkers 3 is now following.
Penzer 7777, thanks for the follow. Bagan81, thanks for the follow. Show Viewer, thank you very much for the follow.
Top Dive is now following.
Bob Bobberson22, thanks for the follow, love the name. And Creeper003, thank you for the follow. Okay, so Pensacola, best cola, love this ship.
Gamma Blue is now following.
I love this ship. I enjoy the guns. The guns. It's such a fun ship. She's narrow, so you can dodge torpedoes, shells.
777 is now following.
Decently armored, not the greatest. Decently. But
Vagon 81 is now following.
it's the guns. The AP characteristics are just so great in this ship, and she's fast-ish. So I like the Pensacola a lot.
Show Viewer is now following.
Dallas is a possibility. Dallas, of course, has all the consumables, hydro, whatnot. It's decent HE. The problem with Dallas is it just gets blowed up too quickly.
Boberson 22 is now following.
Seal, I think Pensacola is okay in clan battles, and she doesn't bring too much.
03 is now following.
She doesn't bring too much to the table other than the guns, and she's got pretty decent anti-air as well. I wouldn't mind playing her in clan battles personally. That being said, I haven't played clan battles at all yet, so your mileage may vary. Everybody's favorite ship, the Makarov. Everybody got one of these, right? Yeah. It's a special Nuremberg. Isn't that exciting? The problem with this ship is these 150s will pen 38 millimeters. Oh, really? Okay. So it does carry over the 1/4 HE pen. Yeah, that is nice, actually. So Makarov and Nuremberg are okay-ish. The torpedoes, I think, on this one... Nope, they are 6 kilometer as well. It's been a while since I looked at Makarov, guys. But, you know, it's basically like, hey...
Penguin_Twitch is now following.
It's an HE spamming boat. It's a ship that you're probably not going to want to fight against a battleship. We saw Fuso take one out earlier pretty quickly. So, Alias versus, thanks for the recommendation of Hydrate. Oh my goodness. Penguin Twitch, really enjoyed your casting on the Verizon tournament. Thank you. Speaking of tournaments, I've got a 2-day tournament next weekend, Saturday and Sunday. SL, it's I can't remember it's not Supremacy League, it's whatever they call it, Ship League, something. This is the King of the Sea guys putting on a 2-day tournament next weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So be on the lookout for that. We'll have some fun with that. And then the following weekend, I've got another tournament to do. So yay! And that'll be it for tournaments for a while, I hope. Leander, fantastic ship, fun ship. I think she got nerfed a little bit with her gun reload recently. But I mean, she has all the things that you'd want, right? She's got the heal, she's got the smoke, she's got the hydro. Does she have depth charge? She does. So I would say Leander would be a fantastic pick at tier 6 if you have to play cruiser. Devonshire, probably not so good. It's got the heal, it's got the hydro, and it's got decent guns, but she's just such a big ship. I mean, she'll just get slapped around by battleships. Logal we talked about already. 0.5 second nerf. Thank you, Duca. Trento. Sap. Ridiculous things to destroyers. Does Sap work like HE against submarines? I can't remember.
Kinda.
So it does. Okay, so there's that it's got going for it, because it's fantastic for destroyers, but obviously if you don't have a lot of destroyers and a lot of subs, just trying to think about that. So it does slap submarines perfect. So that's a good pick then too. Yo Valder, thanks very much for the follow. You killed way too many subs for that. Awesome. And oh, it also has anti-sub warfare, so that's a good pick too. And then we got our Duca d'Aosta. And she's okay. She's got both defensive and hydro, which is kind of nice. But, you know, I don't know beyond that. You know, it's an okay ship. I never cared for her that much personally, though. Any talk about cruisers? Any questions about cruisers you guys want to ask real quick? Even if SAP didn't work in subs have little max HP. Well, rating, the point I was getting at is I wanted to make sure that it would actually, you know, it can hit them and it can explode in the area and do damage to them like HE, so. Which cruisers are premium battleship Scharnhorst good again, Painzer? Oh god. All of them? I'm gonna go with all of them. Number 1 choice for a cruiser in tier 6 ranked would be the Perth. Perth is just so easy mode with the crawling smoke. I would. So if I want to win, I'm gonna go with Perth. If I want to have fun, I'm gonna go with Pensacola. But that, again, I love the Pensacola. So to me, that's just fun. So I'm gonna play fun because I work with her so well, you know. But you know, up to you guys. Okay, I'm gonna cut for just a second. We're gonna do our stream raiders. Since we just got the raid, I'm not gonna run an ad break while we get into the raid here. We're looking pretty good with this group. I'm gonna go ahead and hasten everybody, start the battle, and while we're talking about this, just a heads up. For those of you guys that came in with Painter's Raid, we are giving away a premium Scharnhorst a little bit later on in the stream. There's just 2 rules here. Okay, rule number 1, you have to be present to win when it goes up and when you get drawn. And the second rule is you have to be a follower. Oh my god, look at the dice. That's so cool.
Dad is now following.
Epic Dice Buster. That is so cool. So be present, be a follower. That's all you gotta do to win, and you're good. The Racing Dad, thank you very much for the follow. Puddin is taking care of the giveaways, so just keep an eye out in chat. I'll try to announce when it's coming up as well.
Just John 2001 is now following.
Jen's Vapes, which of these 3 would you like? Buster, Paladin, or Barbarian? If you don't respond quickly, I'll just put a guess in. Yeah, good to meet you too, Racing Dad. Does Hololive Commander
Ghost 8711
do I have those
now
commanders?
following.
I can take a look for terrors for you, sure. Alright, I'm just gonna pick one. I'll give him a Buster Scroll. Jen's Vapes. And Bright Blade and Big GD3 win as well. Now we're going to a boss fight. Guys, when we get to a boss fight and we win the boss fight, whoever gets the most kills gets a special code. I'm a partner with Stream Raiders, and so they give me some special codes to give away. You're welcome, Bright. Thanks for helping me win that battle. Hey, speaking of Stream Raiders partners, there's Glaceon right there with the hypes in chat. So I give away a special code when we do these, and these are for people that get the most kills. Most kills in a boss fight. That's what I'm looking for. Kills, kills, kills. Not kills and assists. Kills, kills, kills. Tiebreaker goes to assists, of course. What do I have? I've got a Stream Raiders B Bomber code to give away. And today's the last game for those. Epic the Artilleries. Hey, don't give them any hints. There we go. And I have to put down something. So yeah, do the thing. There you go. Do the thing. All right, let's get back to the game. And I was being asked if I have the Hololive commanders for the Japanese. So let me do this. Next grouping is Destroyer. And I suppose I can just take the Hatsuharu and go here. So there's Yukikaze. I could change commanders. What were the terrorist Mark was asking? Fubuki and Marine. I probably do, and they're probably here. I got these guys. I have to build these guys up at some point, because they've got the boosted survivability experts. So that's really good for the Japanese torpedo destroyer line. Actually, that might be really good for the Hatsuharu in the regrind, but that's tier 6, so probably not. So as you can see, I have him on Shimakaze right now, I guess, but in any case. Yukikaze, Boris Angler, Kaguya. I have a lot of commanders. A lot of commanders. Oh yeah, Santa. That's right, I remember Santa. Maybe I don't have the Hololive captains. I thought I did. I got a whole bunch of 3-pointers. And there's Yamato, Maya. Okay. Let's check on the side here of commanders that are assigned already. Maybe it's one of those. There's Changi. Free motorbike with it. There's Marine. Okay, so I do have Marine. And there's Fubuki. So I do have them. I have Fubuki. Oh. Why is Fubuki is not on Fubuki? Because that'd be funny if Fubuki was on Fubuki. Wouldn't you guys agree? And then there's the rest of my Japanese commanders. Do they appear in my logbook? Captain's logbook. Let's take a look and see.
Sparky65 is now following.
Let's go to commanders. Yeah, there's Marine right there. They don't appear as unacquired. Huh, okay. Well, this is category additional. So it's possible that that's why. it doesn't show up there because you can see how the special ones are in here as additional. So maybe they have it that way so that you don't have people that are you know that like are missing out on these. Like here's the new content stuff, right? That they just released. So maybe that's your answer. You've only been watching for 6 months? Hey, Sparky, no worries. Alright, so let's talk about destroyers for ranked then. For destroyers, we've got the... I've been regrinding the Hatsuharu because I'm regrinding the line, which reminds me, I need to... I have to play another game in the Hatsu. I'll do something else. 1061 is probably my go-to pick at tier 6 just because of the all of the things that it brings with it. It's just a fantastic destroyer, very easy to do, you know, to do everything on the battlefield with that ship. Shinonome is okay. Don't forget she's a free destroyer as long as you've completed the honorable service or whatever campaign. So she's a good pick. 8-kilometer torps, guns to the rear, makes her a fantastic gunboat for being chased and kiting away. So yeah, you see a lot of Shinos. Farragut, not a bad pick. It's got the smoke, it's got the guns. The only problem is with fewer ships. If you smoke yourself and start shooting something, if you're the one that's detecting something and they disappear, well, guess what? Your guns are meaningless now. Igo is a fun ship. Very fast, can relocate. It's got smoke, it's got decent guns. Igo's not a bad pick. Leone, please don't. I do not understand how you can make this ship work in ranked. I don't understand how you can make it work in randoms anyways. I mean, area denial torpedoes, I guess. Don't. Anshan. So, Anshan has a special permanent camouflage. If you don't have a ton of camouflage just sitting around like I do, it's got this special camouflage here. And then it's got the regular camouflage. Both of these camouflages give you an additional 100% to free XP gain. So if you've got an Anshan and you've got a, let's say, a newer account where you don't have a ton of camos here that you want to potentially waste, you could run this kind of camo on it and, you know, at least grind some extra free XP out of it. So there's that.
I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night.
Yeah, see you later, M. Captain. Thanks for hanging out.
Not good night. Good afternoon.
The Guppy, the Gepard, is okay. She's got the main battery reload booster, so you can use that against subs. You can use that against cruisers. So that's kind of nifty, you know. But yeah, the Guppy, exactly. But I don't know. It's okay. Jorua, if you want to show South American pride, we talked with Mark Draco about all the thought that went into this ship. I had no idea, guys. So much thought that went into this. At the end of the day, it's a gallant. In my opinion, it's meh. I wouldn't take it into ranked, but hey, you can make anything work. It's the player, it's not the ship in a lot of cases. Fubuki. Fubuki's fun. She's got 3 torpedo racks instead of the 2 on the Hatsuharu. It's okay. It's a Japanese destroyer, so I don't know. I don't like torpedo-based destroyers, personally. Monahan, I saw somebody saying, that's nice, saying that's your pick for tier 6. I'm assuming that you run with the B hull. So the Monahan has 2 different choices, the A hull and the B hull. And the thing about the B hull is you gain the ability to run longer range torpedoes, if I'm right. These go out to 9.2 kilometer versus the A hull, which only goes 6.4. It does have a torpedo reload booster, or you can choose defensive fire. You're gonna choose torpedo reload booster, let's be real. And the nice thing about the 9.2 kilometer torpedoes is that they just have such a good amount of range. Now, there's a trade-off when you pick the B hull, and that is that you lose these 2 turrets in the back. They become anti-air turrets, and not guns, which means you only have 2 guns in the front with the Monahan, which means you are not interested at all in fighting other destroyers. You are simply interested in torping all the things. Gnevny. Okay, boat. I mean, it's the turret traverse is quite poor if I remember right. So there's that, but you know, she's okay. Gata is nice if you don't have a TED 61. She's got hydro, decent torpedoes, it's got anti-sub warfare, all that good stuff. So I don't think that would be a bad bad pick necessarily. You just have to know how to use that. And she's also got 150mm guns, so that's all right. Icarus, if you want to play anti-destroyer, this is your pick because her guns are phenomenal. She's got the smoke, she's got the personal hydro, it's got step charges, all that good stuff. So anti-destroyer, pick Icarus or TED 61. Gallant, we talked about. Fushin, the problem with the Fushin is that she's basically she's got the deep water torpedoes, so she's not good against you know, destroyers. And no, I did ask, the deep water torpedoes will not hit subs no matter how deep subs are. So deep water torpedoes are deep enough to, I don't know, go under the level or something, come back up and hit ships somehow. So in any case, she's okay, but there's other picks I'd rather take out because of the deep waters. And the Vastaras, it's got a heal, I don't know. You can torp all the things with it, sure. Any questions or talk about destroyers? Yes, exactly. Deep water torps are so dense that they avoid the subs that they see, right? Okay, there's only 2 submarines in the game right now at tier 6. There's the U-69 and the Kachalot. Between these 2 of them, I haven't personally played enough to be able to really talk through the differences that much, other than torpedo armament. You can see here torpedo speed is 73 knots on the U-69, and on the Kachalot, torpedo speed is 82. In my opinion, that gives a significant advantage to the Kachalot. It makes it a lot easier to hit targets with their torpedoes, and you have 2 rear-firing torpedoes to the U-69's 1. So personally, I would pick the Kachalot between those 2 subs just for that reason. Okay, well, we just went through every ship possible, I think, at least, in tier 6 for ranked battles. Hey, Malarkey. We're doing fine, thank you. I hope you're doing well. Okay, chat wanted me to play Battleships next in ranked. So I'll play a few games in Battleship. We'll see how things go. I only need 2 more good quality wins, and I'm done. How's my clan doing on naval battles? Well, I might as well keep them up anyways. It doesn't matter. German Battleships. Oh, okay, I get the bonus stars for that. So that definitely works out well. So I'm going to play the Prince Idol. And I said we're going to do a secondary build for it. So we're going to see how secondaries work with the new changes. I'm going to go with that camo because it's a tier 6. And don't have a lot of those flags, so I'm going to hold off on that flag. I don't want to burn that long, but I do want my secondaries going. I'd love to know, Malarkey. I was going to ask you about your data before, about how much you spent, because I know that was something you were interested in figuring out. So that was pretty cool. Here, Valal, thank you very much for the follow. And let's see, do I have is this a full secondary build at this point? I think it is. Except for Demolition Expert, but I don't care about that. Oh, I could have taken Adrenaline Rush as well. What is this? Close quarters. Manual secondary. Okay. So this is pretty much I mean, I could drop emergency repair and priority target, and go adrenaline rush. That's the only difference I could do with this build. But I like priority target, and I like having this ability here. Come on, there we go. So to me, I think that adds a little bit of survivability to the build. I guess I don't need preventative maintenance at tier 6. This is good for a Scharnhorst. Ha! Waka waka! It's good for a Gneiss. It's good for the battleships that have the torpedoes as well, because that's less often that your torps will get destroyed and damaged, all that kind of stuff. But let's go ahead and let's try doing some ranked with the PEF. Oh my goodness, Malarkey. Wow. That's outstanding. Over $9,000 spent on the game. Wow, Malarkey.